So is Elementor a really good choice for page speed? So let's set the record straight. Any page builder is going to have a page speed cost, but you have to balance that with actually the requirements of what you need to build the site and maintain the site and the skills within your team. At the end of the day, you want something that is red hot or can be made red hot, but it also is a functional site builder for you. I've used it to build Crunchlets.com, my main website, where you can find all my different information and a lot of blog posts. Elementor is red hot as long as you do some specific things and that you avoid doing other things. In this whole course, I'm going to teach you the things to do and the things not to do. So let's have a look now about how Elementor is red hot and what happens when we do some of the things that we shouldn't do. Let's have a look. So as you can see clearly here, this Elementor site is loading in less than 1 second, 0.85 seconds. That's very fast. Now this site is not ultra optimized, it can be optimized even further, but you can see Elementor here is fast and it passes all the different metrics here. Everything's passed, there is no problems whatsoever. Even on Google, it's getting 100 out of 100. So as you can see, Elementor is red hot. So what can make an Elementor site slow? That's a great question. And the answer is you. Plus your designer and developer, of course. Out of the box, with a simple setup, with a fairly simple page, without any whizzy-bang stuff, Elementor is fast. So what actually slows down Elementor apart from you? Of course it's you, because you are choosing what to add to the page. Of course it's your designer, because they're making suggestions and adding it to the page. And the trick is, once you add something, is test, test, test. So let's look at a few things that actually slow an Elementor site down. Number 1, choosing a poor, quote unquote, heavy theme. The theme that you choose is very important. There are actually 2 themes that I recommend. One is GeneratePress, getters.at/GeneratePress, and the other one is the native theme for Elementor, which is the Hello theme. And the Hello theme does have a child theme. It's not in the standard download. If you go to getters.at/Elementor-child, that will take you to a document that tells you all about how to integrate it and specifically where to download it off GitHub. It's good practice to put in a child theme. Number 2, using too many fonts and font weights on a page. So every time you actually add a different weight to a font, for example 900 or 700, that actually needs another font file. If you make an italics, that's another font file. So having too many fonts and font styles will actually slow your site down. So as you can see on my Crunchlets site, there's only 3 resources being loaded for fonts. Number 3, using too many whizzy features including transitions, especially when they're above the fold. Above the fold, of course, is the content that appears at the top of the screen first, on the very first screen. You want to keep everything as simple as possible. Number 4, poor hosting. Your hosting is crucial to your speed of your website. This site is hosted on Cloudways using a DigitalOcean server. I highly recommend Cloudways. To get access to Cloudways, getters.at/Cloudways. Number 5, no caching, or of course poorly configured caching. I recommend 2 caching plugins. The one is Flying Press and the other one is WP Rocket. You can get WP Rocket from getters.at/WP Rocket and Flying Press from getters.at/Flying Press. These are the only 2 plugins that I recommend. I've used all the others and these are the best. They always get results. Number 6, using too many plugins. It's so easy to add more and more functionality to your site, but seriously resist doing that if you want a fast loading site. Reduce the number of plugins and keep it to an absolute bare minimum. And now the final one, number 7, using too many tracking codes. Often you want to add more and more marketing tracking to your actual site, and these drastically slow your site down. There are ways, of course, to sidetrack some of the speed effects, but it's not easy to do that for some of the tracking codes. It really depends on the tracking codes and how they need to load on the site. So there you can go. You can see that Elementor is really red hot. It can run a red hot fast site. You've just got to be careful what you do to the actual site that you build and your designer. Now, if you haven't got Elementor Pro, I highly recommend it. It's a great site builder for building your site with. If you want to get yourself a copy, go to getters.at/Elementor. And what you might not know is that Elementor also offers a hosting package, which is a really good value. So just be careful how you build and what you build, and be careful of all the add-ons and all the extra plugins you can get for Elementor that will improve the functionality. Elementor Pro out of the box gives you almost everything that you need to build a red hot site. So just be careful what you add and how you add it, and you'll do really good.